Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Bakemonogatari, but today I'm going to be checking out episode 10, and last time in episode 9, Araragi and Tsuruga were just heading up to an old, abandoned ritual site, just so that they could put a seal on the place and take care of any of the supernatural nonsense that might have been going down over there. But on the way up, Araragi ran into an old acquaintance of his, one Nadeko, who was a friend of his sister way back when they were all little kids, and after they got up there, after going past Nadeko, they found a pretty chilling sight. A bunch of snakes had been cut into pieces and pinned to a tree. Not something you see on a regular basis, and it was obviously very unnerving for them. Then, after again running into Nadeko at a bookstore, Araragi got suspicious, saw what books she was looking at, and they were supernatural occult books, which, after seeing this book specifically, I guess it gave him some kind of premonition that something bad was going down, so he went back to the ritual site, and there Nadeko was, stabbing a snake. I don't know what she has against snakes, but from what we can tell later, bad things have been going on involving snakes. Because after Nadeko had to, take her clothes off, because, she just had to do that to show them what was going on, she has some snake prints all over her body, as if she has been just getting crushed by snakes. So not sure what that's about. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of snake spirit or something behind it, but what would cause it to be mad at her and just be constricting her like this? I don't know. So yeah, as awkward as it was that Nadeko decided to strip down with no indication that she was going to be doing that, it was completely diminished when we saw the snake prints on her. Obviously, it can't mean anything good, right? But I guess we'll have to see about that for Nadeko Snake Part 2. So without further ado. So yeah, this was a shorter one. Similar to Hitagi Crab in that way, in that it was, only 2 parts. The past 2 that we've seen before this were 3 parts. So I was expecting this one to also be 3, but nope, it was just 2. Just a quick little arc about her. Although I still feel like there's some loose ends to her. She never really confessed directly to Araragi or anything, but maybe that's for a later time. And I would say that Sengoku, Nadeko, whatever you want to call her, she has had the least tragic origin of her curse so far. Definitely, for sure. The one before this wasn't especially super tragic, I guess, but it's mostly tame in that it was just that she rejected a guy, and then this other girl who liked him, I guess, got salty about it, and then he got salty about it, and then the both of them somehow, in an undescribed way, cursed her with snakes. Well, I think they mentioned that they were amateurs, so it didn't work. Like, it didn't activate, but she only unintentionally activated it when she went to the ritual site and did the ritual incorrectly. But what's curious about that is that didn't she go and look into doing the ritual because the curse had happened? So how would she have known about it if the curse didn't work yet? I don't know. I'm having to try to think about that one. So did they both curse her in this very specific way unintentionally? Or did they do it on purpose? I don't know. I could see it being either, because curses seem to manifest in ways people don't intend. It was just based on their feelings, that they were just like, oh, curse her, how dare she reject him/me, and then because they both felt those similar curse you feelings, they both manifested that way. And since they didn't know what they were doing, it didn't work until she unintentionally engaged it. Maybe I'm thinking too much, or perhaps not enough. Who knows, but yeah, this was an interesting arc. Probably not my favorite or anything. It felt a lot quicker because it was, again, 2 parts. There was less involved with it because of that as a result, but it was a pretty terrifying instance of when it went south, when he realized that there were 2 snakes. So the first one got taken care of, but they didn't have the means to take care of the second, so it just started going to town. And it was really going to town. That was disturbing. Just very disturbing. The way she was being forced into the pose, and what we saw before he went and grabbed the thing. I'm gonna say no thanks on that. And Sengoku's feelings toward Araragi, are they supposed to be romantic in nature? Or is she just looking at him as it's like she wanted an older brother? Or maybe even both, somehow. Like, it's a possibility, I can't deny that, but it would be kind of awkward, the brother thing, given some of the circumstances, but yeah, nothing's off the table. This is both Japan and Bakemonogatari. But most importantly of this arc, I think Araragi is beginning to learn a lesson of sorts, that he can't help everybody, even if he wants to. There are just some that are not only not worth saving necessarily, but he also can't help them, and if he tries too hard to help them, it can be at the expense of himself and those that he really does care about, so that's something for him to keep in mind. A rather gray finale, that now those two have to deal with the snake, and they don't seem to have the resources to deal with it. Not really, anyway. It's just gonna happen to him, and then, well, they're pretty much dead, right? It could even happen to both of them, because if he exercised the first one, then that would mean only the second one goes after him, right? And the first person who did the curse is off scot-free. And whoever the other one was, they're the ones who are gonna get snaked. So, sucks for them. They didn't really expand on that Nadeko saying that she hates her body line in the first one. She stated she hated her body. I guess it could have just been because of the snakes, the snakeskin thing, and it's not any deeper than that, but I don't know, with a line that intense, you'd think there'd be something more to it, but it's, maybe there still is, but I thought it'd be connected and expanded into it a little bit, but it was not. It was just Snake. This is also one of the first instances where she didn't really do anything wrong to have this happen to her. There was no negative feelings that she had, no negative actions that she did, nothing outwardly bad or even emotionally bad. It was just that she rejected a guy. Which, come on, there's nothing inherently wrong with doing that. And yet it came back to bite her. Quite literally, with 2 snakes. She didn't really have a lesson to learn. She just had an emotional awakening, I guess, and a further deepened connection to Araragi. But anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for now, guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode as well. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. And be sure to subscribe to stay updated on more. That would be great as well. Next time, episode 11, the beginning of yet another arc. If I react to that tomorrow, like I currently plan to, then that means it's just going to be the beginning of that arc, and then I have to take a break for the weekend. Dang. Oh well, it'll only be the first one, right? At least that's not too big of a gap. It's not like I'm 2 parts in, and then on the 3rd part, there's on the weekend. That was awkward, but I guess it'll work out in this case. And then after that, next week, if all goes according to plan, I can finish off Bakemonogatari and move on to the next thing. Which should be, what was it called? Kizumonogatari, I think. After some discussion with a few individuals, looking at some comments, I believe the most logical way to go about the viewing order is based on the original source material rather than release order. Because from what I've heard, there was a production issue that caused them to have to move Kizumonogatari to near the end of the series when they were initially supposed to produce it next after Bakemonogatari, as it should be in line with the original source material, but for one reason or another, it didn't get to happen. So why follow the release order when you could just follow it by the original source material? That way the story can be viewed and experienced how it was intended. So currently, that's the plan. But as far as this arc goes that I just saw, pretty good. An interesting, nice little contained arc that had some pretty wicked moments in it. Especially, right at the end with the frickin' snakes. That was heinous. But anyway, that's it for now. Hope to catch you guys next time. But till then, I will see you guys later.